Hi children, how are you all? Welcome back to online classes. We are discussing 8th class Physical Science Force, Chapter 1 Force. In the previous section, we have discussed types of forces. So what are the types of forces? Let us revise once again. Forces are two types. First one, non-contact force. Non-contact and contact. So in this non-contact forces, we have discussed first one, magnetic force, and second one, electrostatic force, and third one, gravitational force. So these non-contact forces are also called field forces or forces at a distance. So in this we have discussed magnetic force, electrostatic force and gravitational force. So on the other side, contact forces. Contact forces also different types. First one, muscular force, and second one, force of friction, you can simply friction, you can remember like that. And third one, normal force, and fourth one, tension. So these are the four contact forces: muscular force, force of friction, normal force and tension. So let us discuss briefly about these four types of contact forces in this session, in this class. So part 3. So if you do not watch part 1 and part 2, again go back and watch part 1 and part 2. So let us see one by one in detail. First one, muscular force. What is muscular force? In which conditions, in which situations we will use this muscular force? So let us see. In all the activities in our day-to-day life, every day from morning to till evening. So when you get up from the bed, so you have to use muscular force to complete some task, some works, from brushing teeth, taking bath and writing homework, and so many activities. You can also see in the textbook some activities is given: brushing, bathing, eating, writing and driving, walking, etc. So in all these activities we use this muscular force. So do you know from where this muscular force comes from? So exactly, the muscular force comes from our muscles. Our muscles exert force when we are doing certain work. This force is called muscular force. So note the definition, underline the definition, textbook is there. The force which we exert by using our body muscles is known as muscular force. The force which we exert by using our body muscles is known as muscular force. Underline that. So these muscular forces, even any small task, To complete that even any small task, we will use muscular force. For example, even smiling, while smiling, our cheeks muscles exert some force to give the shape for the face. So, this muscular force, human beings and animals exert this muscular force. So, human beings along with animals also exert this muscular force to carry out some activities. For example, bullock cart, pulling the bullock cart. So, these bullocks use muscular force. So, animals and human beings, humans exert muscular force to complete certain daily activities. So, this muscular force exert only by contact. We can touch and apply the force. Without touching, we cannot exert any force. For example, if you want to lift the bag, you need to touch the bag. So that is why it is a contact force. Contact force. Let us see the activity 5. So table number 2, page number 6. Those who have textbook, open the textbook and complete that table. So what is that? Preparing a list of examples for muscular force. So list at least 10 activities where we apply muscular force to perform various tasks. So at least 10 activities asking. So you need to write 10 activities in that table. So in the table, the textbook only 6 columns is given. So you can extend the table in your notebook. 10 activities you can write. So first one is given for you, table, serial number and a list of activities where we exert force. First one, for example, lowering a basket. Lowering basket means basket slowly keeping down, lowering a basket. The second one, I will give some ideas. You can write this if you want, or you can write your own also. And second one, lifting a bucket from well. For that activity also we have to use our muscular force. And the third one, writing on the board or writing on the book. That is also we need to exert muscular force. And one more, pushing a car or pushing a cycle. This is also we need to exert some force with the help of our muscles. And pulling a cow, pulling the cow with a rope is also contact force, muscular force. And one more, opening a drawer. This one a desk for a table drawer is there, that one, opening and closing. We will exert some force. And opening and shutting the door. Opening and shutting or closing the door. That is also you can write down. Hitting a cricket ball with a bat. Hitting a ball with a cricket bat. This is also muscular force. And playing badminton. Playing badminton we have to use muscular force. And raising flag. Raising flag we have to pull the rope. Raising flag, it is also muscular force. And digging the bore well. Digging the bore well. This is also muscular force. You can write all these activities. If it is fast, you can pause the video and you can fill the table in the textbook. Okay. So this is regarding 10 activities of muscular forces. Okay. So far we have discussed only activities outside the body. That means muscles working outside the body. So inside the body also we have so many muscles. Inner muscles also perform so many activities. So like circulation of blood. Circulation of blood, and lungs also perform some activities. So when we are breathing, expansion and contraction. Lungs will expand and contract. While heart also expands and contract. So during these activities also, this muscles works. So you have to remember this muscular force only. What is the circulation of blood? Okay. Circulation of blood and expansion and contraction. of lungs. So lungs during the breathing and heartbeat also. So during the heartbeat, so this expansion and contraction will take place. Here we have one question. Do you feel your muscles tighten? Sometimes muscles becomes tight. So we cannot control also. What is the reason for this tightened muscles? Because of some muscular forces. Some muscles exert some force. Due to this reason, sometimes during the sleep also muscles contract, tighten. People get hurt that time, will get pain. Immediately we'll get up from the sleep and we will cry. Okay, so we cannot control also. So that is an experience. So when you are weak, these muscles contract, tighten. So eat sufficiently, then you will get, then your muscles get some energy. Next, activity 6. So those who have textbook, observe the textbook. So here a small activity, how muscles works. Let us observe. See the textbook. So observing the muscles, observing the changes in any muscle while working. Take a dumbbell and lift it in different ways. Observe while doing this exercise which muscle is going to be shortened. Ask your friends to do the same and observe the movement of their muscles. The term muscle refers to multiple bundles of muscle cells held together. Muscles are normally arranged in such a way that as one group of muscles contract or shortens, another group relaxes or expands. For example, if you throw a ball, the muscle in the chest and front side of the shoulder lengthen to pull the arm forward, while the muscles in the back and rear of the shoulder undergo contraction to slow down the motion. So this is the activity to understand how the muscles works. So when you throw a ball, front side muscles shortens and back side muscles expand to control the action. So muscular force is completed. So next one, force of friction. So what is force of friction? In which conditions it will? We can observe. See, let us see. So for example, on a level ground, if you roll a ball, so what happens? It will move certain distance. So after some time, invariably, its speed decreases slowly. Then after some time, the ball comes to rest. So why the speed of the ball decreases? Why the ball stops? Is there any force acting on the ball? And one more activity, one more thing you have to remember. So while pedaling your cycle, if you stop pedaling your cycle, what happens on a level ground? Slowly, the bicycle speed decreases. So why the speed of the bicycle decreases? Is there any force acting on the cycle? Maybe you can say the roughness of the road or smoothness of the road. Does the change in speed of the ball and cycle depend on roughness and smoothness of the surface on which they move? So let us find out by doing an activity. Activity 7. Observing the motion of a ball on different surfaces. So you have to take different surfaces like carpet, rough roads and smooth floor. So first one, carpet. So you know carpet how rough, and rough roads, and one more, smooth roads. On these different surfaces, we have to roll the ball with the same equal force. So pull the ball on a level road. So level road. Road should be level, no slope. So first observe on the carpet. How far the ball moves, observe, note down the distance. And next one, on the rough road, you roll the ball and note down the length of the distance ball traveled. And next one, smooth. So on smooth surface like a marble surface, you roll the ball and observe the distance traveled by the ball. So in these three cases, the ball moves different lengths. So depending on this roughness or smoothness of the surface. So we observe that in different cases ball moves differently. So what is the reason? Because roughness or smoothness of the surface. That means roughness and smoothness of the surface exert some force. That means exert some force on the ball to decrease its speed. So finally our conclusion is the motion of the ball is different in each case. The force of resistance to the motion seems to be more on the rough surface than on the smooth surface. The rolling ball moves farther on a smooth marble floor than on a rough sandy surface. So for rough surfaces, resistance power is more. That is why ball moves less distance. For smooth surfaces, this roughness decreases, no? That is why resistance decreases for smooth surfaces. Activity 8. Observing the motion of objects on a inclined plane. So in the before activity, we have observed motion of the objects on level surfaces, different surfaces. So here, motion of objects on inclined planes. So let us see. So for that you have to take a tray, place a small ice cube, eraser and a rupee coin on a line at one end of the tray. Now slowly lift this end of the tray as shown in the figure. So you have to place like this, one eraser and one rupee coin and ice cube. So with the help of your hand, slowly lift this tray. So what happens, you can observe here. So which one is moving fast and which one moving slow, each one not at all moving. So after observing that, so we have some questions. What do you observe? What do you observe? So we have observed here ice cube is moving fast. And which of these three objects slides down first? So which one slides down first? Observe once again, ice cube. Which one slides down first? Ice cube. Next question is, do all the objects experience the same resistance to motion? If not, why? So if same resistance experiences, all objects have to move with this equal speed, but we observe that objects are moving with different speeds. That means they are experiencing different resistances because of that surface smoothness. Ice cube surface is more smooth comparing with eraser and sharpener and coin. So next question, which of the objects experience more resistance to motion? Why? So more resistance for which object? We have observed that eraser, because its surface is more rough. That is why the experiences more resistance. And next question, see, why the change in resistance experienced by the objects, though they all slides down on the same plane? So what is the reason? Because they all have different roughness of the surfaces. Ice cube is more smooth and coin also smooth comparing with eraser. Eraser is roughness. So that is the reason. So when you compare ice cube and coin, ice cube is more smoothness. That is why ice cube moves fast than coin. So do this activity with different objects like a book, a ball, a pen, a stone, etc. You can take these objects like a book, ball, pen and stone. The same activity you can do it again and record your observation. Okay, so from that we can understand what is friction. What is friction? So friction is a resistance. What is friction? Friction is the resistance of the movement of your body over the surface of another body. So that means when a body moving on a surface of another body, it exerts some force like a resistance. Due to this resistance force, the ball or any other cycle or any object comes to rest. So this is the reason. Next, observe the figure 7 in textbook. So here the person sleeping on the floor. Did you ever experience sleeping on your floor? What conditions caused you to sleep? Did you experience sleeping while you are walking on a wet mud, wet roads? So wet roads generally you will sleep. So during the rainy season, so more accidents happen. What is the reason? Because roads are wet. So would it be possible to drive a car if there were no friction between the tires on the road? So now we have a question. Is it possible to drive a car without friction between the road and the tires? So our answer is no, because if there is no friction, we cannot control the car. So we cannot stop the car if it is moving. So it is very difficult. We cannot drive the car. It is difficult to drive the car without friction. So we have observed that friction force. So what is the direction of the frictional force? So you have to remember that a frictional force is always opposite to the direction of the motion of the object. For example, object is moving from right to left, then frictional force opposes the motion of the object. So it will be left to right. Object is moving right to left and frictional force is opposing from left to right. So always opposite to the motion of the object. So this is about force of friction. So one thing you have to remember about this frictional force. So in our daily life activities, is it possible to do any activities without force of friction? So we cannot stand on the floor without force of friction, without friction. So we cannot write on the board without friction. Cannot write in the book also without friction. So even it is not possible to hold a chalk piece or pen without frictional force. So many interesting facts like this you can learn in the second lesson. So next one, normal force. Third one, in the contact forces, third one, normal force. What is normal force? Observe the figure 8. Normal force. Place your science book on the table. Is it rest? Yes. When you place your textbook on the table, it is rest. Now, what are the forces acting on your textbook? For example, suddenly if you remove the table, what happens? The book will fall down. So why it is falling down? Because some force is exerting on the book. So what is that force? That force is gravitational force. So when you place a book on the table, so suddenly if you remove this table, then book fall down because of due to gravitational force. Gravitational force always pulling the book towards the earth. So even the table is present also, there exert a gravitational force. That means when the book is on the table, two forces acting. One is gravitational force and another one is support force, given support by the table. This support force is called normal force. So this normal force, So in its name itself is a normal force. Normal force always opposite to the direction of the gravitational force. So if the gravitational force is acting always towards the ground, that means from top to bottom, downward direction, then supporting force like normal force acting from down to up, so it supports the book, so that is called normal force. What is normal? Observe. What is normal? A direction which is perpendicular to the plane of a surface is said to be normal. What is normal force? The force that a solid surface exerts on any object in the normal direction is called the normal force. And next one, tension. So as shown in the figure, so observe the figure, a stone is tied with a thread. So the free end of the thread is tied to the ceiling. So now what is the state of the stone? It's not falling, it is the rest. So now you have to observe that suddenly the thread is broken. What happens? You can say the stone will fall down. The stone will fall down because due to gravitational force. So but why when thread is tied to the stone, why it is not falling? Because thread giving support. This support force we call tension. Even when the stone is tied with a rope, there exists gravitational pull. So gravitational pull always pulling the stone towards the earth, but it is not falling. So what is the reason? So here tensional force is supporting, it is pulling upward direction. Gravitational force is pulling downward direction and tensional force is pulling upward direction. So due to equal magnitude of these two forces, stone is at rest. If the thread is broken suddenly, then the tensional force becomes zero, then gravitational force is maximum. So that is the reason stone will fall down. So what is the tension? What is tension? The tightness of the rope. When you try to stretch a thread or rope, the tightness of the rope or thread is called tension. So this tension is a contact force. So it is contacted to the ceiling and contact to the stone. So tension is also a contact force. So in this example, we can observe figure 10 in the textbook. So force of gravity and tensional force, both are in opposite direction and equal magnitude. So due to this reason, stone is at rest. So let us find out the tensional force for different threads. Different threads or different ropes have different tensional force. So let us find out its limiting force by the lab activity. So observe the lab activity in textbook page number 9. So in lab activity, what is our aim? To find the limiting force that can be borne by a thread. So that means what is the limiting force of the thread? What is the tensional force of that thread? We can find out in this lab activity. What are the materials required? Materials required: spring balance and weights, light threads and weight hanger. So these are the materials required. Now as shown in the figure, so we have to arrange an arrangement. So spring balance we have to hang to the ceiling, and here you can observe readings on the surface of the spring balance. You can watch the textbook also figure. So this is weight hanger. So we have to connect the spring balance and weight hanger with threads. We have to take one by one threads and connect. Now procedure, what to do? Slowly 50 grams, another 50 grams, like that you have to add the weights here to the weight hanger. So first we added 50 grams. Then note down the values in the table. So down table is there. So we have to note down the values in the table. So I will draw the table also. See, observe the table. So after adding weights, you have to note down the readings of the spring balance in the given table. First, serial number 1. Type of thread. Which thread you have taken? Cotton thread, silk thread, linen thread, nylon thread. So like that, different threads we have to collect. And first thread, cotton thread. So what is the length of the thread? How much length we have taken? We have to note down here. And limiting force. So for example, after adding one more weight, so he added here 50 plus 50, 100 grams. Cotton thread is broken. So you have to write here 100 grams. Like that, for different threads, we have to find out the limiting force. So all the details we have to note down in this table. Serial number 1, cotton thread, length and limiting force. Like that, second one, nylon thread, length and limiting force. So after completing that, so we have to do one more thing. Now separate the whole system from the ceiling, and you have to catch with your hand and with a small limiting weight here. So you have to pull up. So suddenly pull up, and limiting force you have to observe. So at what limiting force the thread is broken. For all the threads, you can do repeat the activity by hanging with your hand. So then find out the readings and note down in the table. So what do you observe? You can conclude. So what do you observe from the readings when it is pulled up and released to moved on? The limiting force will be decreases because we are pulling. That means tensional force increased. At the same time, gravitational force automatically increases. Then the thread will break easily. So is the thread broken when the whole system is pulled up quickly? Our answer is yes, the thread is broken because due to increasing the magnitude of the forces like tensional force and gravitational force. So in this class, we have discussed contact forces, like first one muscular force, and second one force of friction, and third one normal force, and fourth one tensional force. So in the next class, we will discuss about net force. So observe the video, watch again. So note down all the important points and underline in the textbook. So complete this task what is given in the textbook. Home task. You have to complete the table number 2, activity 5. So, and along with that, write the definitions of muscular force and normal force and force of friction and tensional force. So these 4 forces you have to write the definitions and read it well and send to me through the WhatsApp. Thank you. We'll meet again in the next class.